So let's talk a little bit about persuasion again, which is, well, it's pretty much what I'm doing all the time. But let's talk about persuasion gone wrong, really, really wrong, and where the optics and the explanation for a certain decision were, let's just say, they were futile at best. I'd actually go as far as say that they were horrible and terrible, but that's just me. Anyway, I was reading this post on Reddit where somebody described their quarterly meeting in the company that they work for. I'm assuming this was the quarterly meeting for Q4 of 2025 because it was quite recent. And Q1 for 2026 obviously hasn't finished yet. So the quarterly meeting with the performance reviews and the quarter review or whatever it's called was held at a certain company. The individual in question who wrote the Reddit post said that the company had exceeded revenue goals by 40%, which is, not bad. I mean, I go as far as say that that's a grand success. I mean, just imagine it. Imagine if the revenue goal was $1 million. Let's just hypothetically say, for Q4, we're going to generate a revenue, or our projected aim for 2020, for Q4 2025 is $1 million. And then they managed to exceed that revenue goal by 40%, so that they made really, or generated really, $1,400,000, which is, again, it's not bad. I'd actually say it's very, very good, right? So, in that respect, as part of this gathering or as part of this review or meeting or whatever it was, I'm assuming it was just one meeting, the salary negotiations came up. And everyone who worked at the company, or probably not everyone, but most of those people who worked at the company were being told that because of economic uncertainties and because of budget constraints, their salaries would only increase by 2%. And then the post went into complaining mode, and the OP, the original poster, talked about how inflation was killing them, how rent had increased by 15%, and everything was getting more and more expensive, which, it is with the general inflation, and how the VP of operations, supposedly according to them, got a brand new company car, a Tesla. But they were left to fight for scrambles, right? And so my take on it is twofold. Well, it's manifold, actually. Number one, let's say that the company actually did very, very poor. And 5 years ago, let's say before COVID, a typical quarterly revenue goal would be $5 million, right? Now it's only 1/5 of that because, the company has just gone downwards, right? And so they're at an all-time low. Both of those things could be true, yet they exceed revenue goals by 40%. Both of those things can be true. You can theoretically exceed your revenue goals by 40% and still be in a historical low. That's possible. Both things can be true. One does not exclude the other, right? So that's very, very important to understand. Now, the posting question didn't mention anything about that. So as far as the company doing well or bad, we don't really know. But on the face of it, if at the meeting, the CEO or whoever it is doing the presentation, I assume it is the CEO, stands there on stage, because I'm imagining this big ass stage with the CEO bragging about sales and everything. And if the CEO is standing there on stage bragging about how the company exceeded revenue goals by 40% for this quarter, yet the employees are only going to get a 2% salary increase, the optics of it is terrible, right? It's just terrible. You're talking about a 40% increase, almost 50% increase in revenue goals, yet you only have wiggle room for 2% payment increase because of budget constraints and economic uncertainties. Get the H out of here. Seriously, get the H out of here. It's just dumb. And if that's true, the thing about the VP of operations getting a brand new Tesla, it just makes the whole thing look even worse. That's a terrible way of doing persuasion. I mean, would you sit there with a straight face and go, yeah, thank you so much for getting a 2% salary increase. Yeah, absolutely agree, especially when the quarterly revenue goals were exceeded by 40%. Yeah. Oh, and it doesn't matter that the VP is getting a brand new Tesla from the company. Yeah, I'm so happy that I'm being left to fight for the bottom of the barrel scrapings. Yeah. It's just dumb. Persuasion-wise, it's terrible. Don't ever do that. If you're going to deliver bad news to somebody, I mean, let's say I'm calling somebody and their mother just passed away. Am I going to start the phone call with, hey, how's it going? How's your day been? Look, your mother died. I can't do that. Or, I mean, I can if I were a sadist, if I like to torture people, right? If you're going to say something bad, or if you're going to deliver bad news, why are you prefacing it with pretending that everything is fine when it's really, really not? And at the same time, if you're going to let your employees know that they're only going to get a 2% salary increase, why are you then prefacing that by saying that the company exceeded revenue goals by 40% for the quarter in question? It doesn't make any sense. Or it does make sense if you want to torture people and if you want to be really, really mean, because that's really what you're doing. Product placement, water. Another product placement, coffee. This time it ain't Evergood coffee, it's something else. But whatever. It could have been Evergood coffee. Maybe I should become a coffee ambassador for Evergood coffee. Maybe. I don't really know. Anyway, getting back to the point here. Prefacing something that's mediocre with something that's good, and letting everyone know that, hey, the company did well, but you're not doing so well because we can't afford to pay you. It's kind of like if you have a child and you're walking in the grocery store and your child sees chocolate and asks, hey, Daddy, can I have some chocolate? And you say no, because that's unhealthy. But you're buying chocolate for yourself, right? And your child goes, hey, Daddy, where are you getting chocolate? Why can't I have? Oh, because I'm an adult and, adults can handle sugar better than kids. Just serving some horse shit like that. Even if they believe it, even if they accept it at the face value, they're subconsciously not going to believe it. And it's subconsciously not going to persuade them to believe you. So even though the OP in question might have left out deliberately that the company was historically doing bad, announcing that the company is doing well revenue-wise for a particular quarter, then saying that, oh, but you're only getting so and so more paid monthly. It's just terrible. Don't ever do that. That's the worst way of doing persuasion. So the persuasion lesson of the day, or the persuasion lesson of this video, is obviously don't do these contrasts. Don't preface anything mediocre with anything good and then sort of like give people false hopes. Literally. Because it's just annoying and frustrating. If you want to learn more about persuasion for business and sales and so on, so that you can potentially generate your revenue, I'm saying potentially, I'm not promising anything, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching it or listening to this, and I'll see you there.